again with Barbie. Whoever is on our Patreon, you'll remember her from before. She is a fabulous model and entrepreneur, and she just started her tattoo apprenticeship a little while ago, which is amazing. And yeah, we're gonna talk to her some more about a whole bunch of things, but most importantly, a cool movie that she just made, which is super rad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, hooray! Welcome, Barbie! Yay!
Hi, thanks for having me back.
You're awesome. Well, let's just jump right in because I'm excited to ask you these questions too. So tell us about, would you call it a movie?
It's like a short film.
Yeah. Okay. So a short film.
She collaborated with The Real Daddy Darkness, made a really cool horror short film that's called Man versus Bear. And do you want to give like a little synopsis about it and then about your inspiration for it and what went into like why you wanted to make it?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was like 20 questions.
I know
in
that
one.
was a lot of questions.
It's okay. It's okay. We're full sending. I said full send it.
Yeah.
Synopsis of it, I mean, you have to watch it. There's no synopsis for it. Like, you have to see it to get it, because otherwise, if I'm just like, hey, it's me kidnapped and then I kill a man dressed as a bear, you're like, what the fuck is that? Like,
Yeah.
Yep.
you gotta see the cinematics behind it. So Real Daddy Darkness hit me up, and it was like a month before we filmed that, and he was like, okay, I'm coming back to Texas. He was like, I want to do something with you. I want to do something different. Like, we got to nail something. He was like, but I want it to be empowering. I want it to be this whole thing, like redemption. Like, we need to figure something out. I was like, great, full send it. And he was like, so come up with ideas. I said, okay. So I was like, you know what? If you want redemption, I was like, I've been through a lot of fucking trauma in my life. I was like, originally, the original idea was to almost reenact like one of my personal traumatic experiences.
Wow.
Well, yeah. So at first we were bouncing back and forth with it, and then it was kind of like, yeah, but is it gonna work? Are we gonna be able to not, like, make this all okay? Is it even gonna be able to go on social media? Like, how can we do this without it, one, overly triggering people? Like, I know like the content's triggering in general, but where I was going with it, it was gonna be a little bit much. But so we ended up, so we were running back and forth with ideas, and honestly, I want to say the whole premise of the video probably changed about 7 times before we actually nailed it. And the reason we chose the Man versus Bear is because obviously that was a hot topic on social media, and I had posted one video on TikTok, and I used the same sound that everybody was using. I posted just words, and I was drinking a water bottle, and all it said was, no, because the bear isn't the reason I have a 3-faced Medusa tattoo on my back. That's all I said. Yes. That thing went viral. It like 5 million views. And so Real Dead Darkness was like, sold. We need to somehow figure this out. And what was so funny is because originally he bought a bear costume for himself that he was going to be filming in to fuck with me, because I told him he wouldn't do it. I said, there's no way in hell you're going to record in a bear costume. You're stupid. Well, the bear costume came in clutch. It came in clutch because now we have Man versus Bear. And we already had a bear costume. Everything that went into this was, like, honestly, I don't want to say that I'm shocked that it came out so freaking good. But there were times where I was really, really worried about how this was going to go, because it started. So the first problem was Joel shows up in Texas. He brings me the bear costume. We whip it out. The motherfucker ordered a child's large. A child's large. That's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
That's amazing.
So the way the bear costume looks with all the cuts and the stitching and the new fabric, I hand did that the night before we filmed.
Wow.
But it makes it look cooler.
Yeah, so I had my husband put it on, and I said, stand here, and he goes, you're ripping my fucking ball sack. And I said, deal with it. I'm coming in with scissors. And I just started snipping and snapping everywhere that I thought I needed to make it looser, to make it fit, to make it work. It was insane. But yeah, Daddy Darkness flew out special effects and makeup artist for it. So
Mm-hmm.
we had, that awesome special effects, the slice around my neck. We had really good cuts on my arms, my legs, things like that.
Wow.
Yeah, she did an amazing job.
Yeah, she did. Sadie
Mm-hmm.
knocked it out of the park. It was
Mm-hmm.
amazing. Huge props to my husband for letting me like stab him that much. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, it was your husband in the bear costume?
That was my husband in the bear
That
costume.
is awesome. That's amazing.
Nothing brings a marriage closer together.
That is awesome.
The couple people who knew it was my husband, they were like, that's why you were acting so good. Because that shit wasn't acting. You were really trying to stab the motherfucker. And I was like,
Have you done acting classes? Because you were amazing in that.
I have never done acting classes or acting before. Okay, as crazy as it sounds, and as it also sounds really twisted to say it, so because I have borderline personality disorder, my entire life I can adapt and adopt a new personality like that. So it makes it really fucking easy. So like even before this shoot, what do you think I'm doing? I'm solely watching movies and immersing myself on, social media of really dark, evil things. Like, so all the scary movies, all the weird, creepy stuff on the internet, I'm immersing myself into it to adapt and adopt that personality. So that way, when it comes time to do it, like, I just kind of let go of, like, my therapy to help with the BPD, and I just kind of forget all of that. And then I basically will just change into that personality.
Wow, because even your laugh, I was like, oh
so
my
good.
gosh.
That was awesome. And probably also it's because you're like the main like reason or part of the main reason for this was like a catharsis for like being able to like relive your trauma and having it end up like
Mhm.
the way you wanted it to. So it was like a
Correct.
big release for you too. So
Mhm.
that probably helped also.
Oh, 100%. And that's why, and that's the thing is, especially because, Joel Post, like, he is the biggest asshole, like, piece of shit motherfucker that you would ever encounter in your life on the internet. But I can't tell you how many times when he would come to me with an idea to kind of switch it up or change it or offer something, his view on something, or, make it a little bit darker, like all the way down to, like, the bear like unzipping, like it's implying what's about to happen. My dead body was dragged, unzipping it, taking the hat off, like it's implying, some very intense things. And the amount of times he checked in on me, like, are you sure you're gonna be okay with this? Are you like I
Wow.
don't want you to have any type of mental like break, snap. I don't want it to trigger anything. And I'm like, I'm so healed from all of it. Like that's why I'm able to do it again. Like that's why I'm
Right.
able to
That
put
just gave me
myself.
like the chills on my
Yeah,
arm. That's
yeah.
very cool.
Yeah, no, he was super sweet throughout the whole thing. We freaking nailed it. But yeah, I mean the whole experience, I mean it definitely is like we had so much fun filming it. During the creation of it, I want to say, you don't really stop and feel like the whole like, oh, cathartic release and the redemption and the replay of it. But it's the finished product. Like when you stop and like when I rewatched the finished project, I was like, holy fuck. Like
Mm-hmm.
this is beautiful. It's amazing. It's so empowering for me because I have had times where like I was literally almost fucking kidnapped before. I was drugged. I was, they were trying to kidnap me. It was intervened. Thank fucking God. I've gone through almost every trauma you could imagine throughout my life. And so to be able to watch back and even just like imagine just one of those, like just one of those motherfuckers, that's how the story ended. Was like I wasn't the
Yes.
one who got fucked over. They were. I mean, it was great. And the amount of messages I got, I had a lot of women who were really worried because I made a lot of posts beforehand warning, like, this could be extremely triggering. And I need people to understand, like, this is for the empowerment side. I had so many women message me and they were like, I was really nervous. I was really worried about what you were about to post, but holy crap, this was amazing. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
thank you. Like everybody saw what we were trying to do and they saw it in the right way. And I was like, thank fucking God.
It
Yeah.
was, I did have, I think I did post a comment on it that I did have goosebumps like the entire time because it was
Mhm.
so, so good.
Yeah, it was really empowering because you kind of get like your feeling behind it too. I mean, you took out a lot of like big feelings and took it out, and it was really empowering to watch.
When I looked back and I watched like certain parts, like in the very beginning of the kidnap part, and I'm like actually like, because it's when I'm watching it, it's not just kind of like, oh, that was cool. It's like I'm zooming in. I'm like watching
Yeah.
every micro detail of this finished project. And when I saw myself in the very beginning, in the kidnapping part, doing the scream, and like my hands were shaking. Like if you actually look close, like my hands are tremoring. I was like, I don't even remember doing that. Like I don't remember like making my hands tremor for that part of the video. I'm like, but clearly there was stuff in there that needed to be released, and my body was just like, do it, do it, do it, like let it out, like
Yeah.
get it. Like it was like my own jitters, like just shake that shit out. Like it was wild to watch back and see just little things that I didn't even realize I was doing, but it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. You did a great job. It was amazing.
Mhm.
Your husband did a great job. Now I know it was a him. Now you guys
Yeah.
should both start acting now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure, like, what did your husband say afterwards? Because I'm sure him, like, kind of watching you process your trauma while you're acting it out too, but then, like, probably not, like, wanting to, like, reach up and give you a hug and tell you you're safe, but then also, like, putting himself in that position.
Mm-hmm.
How did he feel about that?
Oh, I mean, there was times where he literally was like, "You scared me." He was like, "You legit looked like a psycho." He was like, "I like." There was times like he's like, even through that mask, like when you were stabbing, he was like, "I would be looking up," and I'm like, "The fuck is wrong with this bitch?" Like, But at the end, I mean, when we got the finished projects, even like the little snippets of the project, my husband the whole time was just like, "This is so fucking amazing." Like he's like, "Dude, you fucking killed it."
Yeah.
What if like I was like that model who like purposely responded to like the creepers, and I purposely put myself in these situations just to kill these sick motherfuckers who are trying to like,
Mhm.
what
Yes.
if, what if, what if?
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so along those same lines, this scenario, one of the comments on the video was that like this is how serial killers are made. And so one of the books we read starts out with this woman who's been kidnapped, and then we find out later that she is a serial killer, and she had a similar like past traumatic experience, and she goes around killing all these like sketchy dudes who are like
It's awesome.
it is awesome. It's called Butcher and Blackbird. And she basically all of her marks are like these skeevy dudes.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to ever read that book, you'll never eat ice cream again. So if you
That
like
is
ice
correct.
cream, don't read it.
It is a great deterrent for ice cream. So I guess since you already kind of were like, oh yeah, this could be what if I was this person? Like, how would you imagine, I guess. That movie is a super great like serial killer origin story. How could you like imagine, I guess, how you could go from that character in Joel's movie? Like, how could you see that character progressing to be a serial killer?
So for me, like I said, it's more of I just kind of immerse myself, and I kind of think of it through like my point of view. And I'm like, how would that character really go through with that? And my whole basis off of it was, not only with Joel's, his fake model calls, but like I have been involved with horrible photographers before. You know what I mean? Like I have been in situations where I'm like, never the fuck again. And so for me, I was kind of like, what if we took it as that way? Like, I'm an up and coming model, kind of like starting like up and coming new model. You're trying to get your bearings. You're getting fucked over. You're getting screwed over. People are doing really bad things to you when you're just trying to create a career for yourself. And then one day you just snap.
Yep.
You just snap. And you're like, okay, fine. If this is how many fucked up people are out here, I will literally go and I will try to find these crazy skeevy photographers. And if they do a model call or if they, message, it's one of those things where it's like, hey, I would love to. Where do you want to meet? What's your idea? And just like, in that character mindset of, she doesn't say no to anything if she knows that this person has a past of being a predator. And if that person's a
Yes.
predator, she's going to put herself in that situation, let them kind of like the man versus bear. You may think that I'm down. You may think that, you got the best of me, but surprise, now you're going to die. Like,
Yeah, that's just
I
like that.
Joel knocked it out of the park. He knocked it out of the park.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you did too.
Yeah.
You were amazing. You were the star of the show, 100%.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
Man.
it wouldn't have had the impact it did without your performance for sure.
Thank you. I was scared because, like I said, I had never done any type of acting before. It was one of those things. I was like, we have to give it 1,000%. I was shocked I could do it in front of people because I was really scared I was gonna clam up. I was really scared that once the camera started coming on and they were like in action, I was either gonna overdo it and it was gonna be really fucking cheesy, or I was gonna clam up. And it worked.
It turned out
It
beautiful.
was like super authentic. It was amazing.
So can we ask you some fun questions really
This
quick?
is a little set of kinky truth or dare.
Oh my god, I love it.
We're just gonna do the truths for you.
Yeah, we're
but,
not gonna make you dare.
I picked out 4 that I think will work.
Oh, okay.
So I'll let you pick out one.
Ooh, have we done this with us? I don't.
Yeah, some of them we have done with us, but I'm interested to see her answers.
I don't remember this one for us.
I know. I was like, I want Barbie's answer.
What kind of erotic? I want Barbie's answer. Okay, you
I am.
are you ready?
I'm ready.
What? Okay, I'm gonna do it in like.
Oh, you're
sexy
gonna be
voice.
sultry about it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm gonna do my.
Oh, she's acting now. Well, I guess it's not really acting
No,
for Kelly.
This is just. It's just
It's her
me.
every day.
This is just me. Okay. What kind of erotica turns you on the most?
Like porn? Like what kind of porn?
Yeah, sure.
Is that what it be? Was that what it's?
Or like
I guess like
either what kind of porn, or like if you like sexy books, or if you like someone talking dirty to you, or what kind of porn. Yeah.
Oh my god!
like Kelly likes pirate porn.
Okay, that's not turn me on the most. Have you seen?
No.
Oh my god, it's called.
This is gonna be a half an hour long moment. I should have even said it.
I'm about to go downstairs tonight and be like, babe, oh, we watching tonight.
Look at it's a little bit old, but it actually won a whole bunch of like porn awards. But it's just called Pirates. It's awesome.
God.
You
I
need
love
to check
that.
it out.
So Barbie, what's yours?
If I'm watching porn, lesbian porn, straight up.
Really?
That's my jam.
That's awesome. Good for you. I love it.
I like that. Yeah, I like to always say I'm only straight for my husband. I'm actually a lesbian, but I only like him as a man.
That must make him feel very special.
Yeah.
Yeah, just pretty much where I'm at.
Okay, are you ready for your next one? I'm going to hear your answer to
Ready.
this. Okay, during sex, what noises or words get you most turned on?
Ooh.
I love the moans. My husband moans.
Yeah.
I love it. He doesn't try to stay quiet. I love it. And me, I'm very submissive. So for me, like, be mean to me.
Yeah.
Like be, or you know that, or even like the word like good girl, or like yeah, you can take that shit. It's like yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I love it. That's perfect.
Yep. Ooh. Share a naughty sex secret. Oh wait, I have to do it my voice. Do my Midnight Mark voice.
Yes.
Share a naughty sex secret no one else knows.
I'm just trying to think. I feel like the only one that's like a weird thing, like I guess that would be weird, like my daughter's dad, which is weird to talk about that. I don't know. But like the first time like me and him ever had sex, I took his virginity, but he wanted to have sex on a baseball, like home plate on a baseball field. That's where
Oh. That's where he wanted to lose his virginity?
so I said, let's go.
Was he a baseball player?
He was.
Oh.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I love
It
that.
would have been real funny if he was not a baseball player.
Right.
He's like, I want to be on home plate. I hate baseball. Tell me about the first time you used a sex toy.
Ooh.
Oh, the first time? That'd probably be when I was doing webcam. Back when I was doing webcam, and I was like, I gotta spice this
Ooh.
up. This was when I was like 21. I was like, I gotta spice this up. Like, this is kind of boring. I went out and I bought, I'm trying to remember if it was I think it was like one of those like vibrating dildos. And I remember like I walked in and I bought it, and then I was like, what the fuck do I do with this? I was like, I'm not used to using fake things. And then like all the different vibrations. I remember it was like, I had the little button and then it was like, nee, 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 and I was like, oh my God, Lord have mercy. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like, it scared me. I was like, this is scary. No, I mean, I loved it at the end of the day. I don't know. But see, for me, like we got a bunch of toys and shit, but like, I don't know. Like, I
The
like
real
the real
thing's always
thing.
better.
The real thing is
Yeah.
always better.
Barbie, you're amazing.
Thank
Like,
you.
not only are you beautiful, but you're inspiring and like you're like healing other people through your work. Like with this
Yeah.
video, like I hope you're proud of yourself because you really
I
are
am.
doing good work.
I am very proud. I mean, trust me, I have a lot of people who tell me all the time, they're like, how come you don't have more followers? You should be bigger than what you are. And I'm like, honestly, at the end of the day, like, first of all, like, I'm 31. Like, I know I'm not that old, but like in the modeling world, like my window's like this big. You know what I mean? Like it's cutting shorter and shorter each year. But it's like at the same time, like, you know, I have a decent following, but the following I do have, they're not just followers because I'm hot. Like, I actually have like legit followers. I have people who genuinely love me, genuinely care. The amount of messages I get from people like saying how much I help them, even dudes. I have men messaging me saying that, you know, because of my posts, what I do, how I carry myself, all of that, that it inspires them to not give a fuck. And like, they never thought that, like, you know, some hot tattooed chick on Instagram would like inspire them to better themselves, but it does. And that's, I mean, honestly, that's my main goal. Like, my whole thing is I've never wanted like to be famous. You know, I don't know if I can handle it, if I'm being honest, like the actual fame part. I just want to fucking help people. I want to do things that are fun.
You are. That's an amazing thing. Like, you really are helping people and inspiring people, and you're just so personable that like you really are changing. And maybe it's not the whole world, but you're changing a huge section of the world. So I hope that you know that.
Thank you.
And like that, you know, like the connection you have with your followers and the inspiration that you give to them is worth more than, you know, 10 times more followers who just click a like button. It's awesome. We love you.
Yeah, we really do. You're amazing. I was so excited to talk to you today.
I know.
Thank you so much for doing this.
Of course. I will be on whatever you guys want me on.
Oh, all the time. Why don't you come on just every week?
Our weekly Barbie installment.
You definitely should read Butcher and Blackbird, though.
Yeah, it's so good. And like the sequel just came out, and then there's a third one that's coming out in the fall, I think.
Yeah, and we're hooking this episode with our release of Butcher and Blackbird that we did a couple months ago.
Yeah, when we interviewed the author too. She's awesome.
She's amazing.
That's awesome.
It's like, honestly, the first dark romance, like, it's very dark, but I was like belly laughing.
Funny too.
Like, I was laughing so hard. This book, it was awesome.
I love that. Well, I love you guys. You guys are amazing.
We love you. You're awesome.
This is like a little love fest.
I know. I was like, I love
Oh, wait, here. Wait. Is it this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It never works because of my stupid fingernails.
Oh, yay.
Oh, yay.
It doesn't let me send love.
Well, we know you don't love us, I guess. We'll
Barbie's
just end it like that. All right, Barbie, we'll let you go for the night, but thank you so much.
Of course. I love you guys so much.
We love you too.
We love you. Mwah.
Ooh, we're growling.
Yeah.
Penny. Oh, that was good. Good job, Kelly. You have a good growl.
I do have a good growl.
It comes like from your heart.
Mm-hmm.
Mine just comes from the top of my throat.
I get right up
You
deep
guess?
in there.
Yours is like soul bearing.
Yeah.
Mine is surface level.
Penny. Come to me.
Ooh, that was good.
Mm-hmm.
Look at you go.
Yeah.
All right. We have so much going on today. It's exciting. So we have the author of the book that we're reading today and the author of the book, the authors of Black Sheep.
Yeah. So
talking to us for a minute, just for a snippet.
We did a quick chat with the girls. Yeah. So we have Brynne Weaver and Alexa Harlowe.
I tried not to fangirl.
I
the
know.
whole time.
We were
I was
both-
like, I'm so serious?
No, it was a little bit more like intense, our interview, because we were so excited about it. Like, it was not nearly as relaxed as it usually is.
Can you tell me your process of writing your story?
We were very like, hi.
We were talking to you right now. Gathering myself together.
Yeah, we were very excited about it.
Yeah. Okay. So, Kelly, tell us about your
Let's
wine
do our
first.
wine. Okay, so I kind of dropped the ball here because Butcher and Blackbird, there's a scene where they enjoy a Chianti because, and I assume that's kind of a nod to Silence of the Lambs because Hannibal Lecter.
Oh, I didn't even piece that together.
I did.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was chuckling to myself. Uh-huh.
Wow.
So there's a cannibal scene, and
Which is so strange. I talk about this on the interview, but I've never thought I would laugh at a cannibal scene, and I
know.
did it this
There's so much stuff in here that you wouldn't think you would laugh at, but you do. So
Just
anyway,
eating people
there's
is
like
funny.
a cannibal dinner scene, and yeah, because like in Texas Chainsaw, you definitely aren't laughing at the cannibal scene. No, it's unsettling. This is hilarious. Anyway, so I got some Malbec because Malbec's my favorite.
Amazing.
And this is one of my favorite, just middle of the road. You can just like wander out and get this. This is not a top tier Warner Vin 312 type of wine, but it is a delightful.
It's a number one.
It's Uno Malbec. It is. So it's down here. I mean, it's pretty much gone. But anyway, Antigua Winery and Estates Uno Malbec. Mendoza, from, of course, Argentina. That's where Malbec comes
Argentina. How do they say that in an accent?
Wait a minute.
Argentina.
from. No,
How do you say
Argentina.
Argentina?
Mm-hmm.
Is that really how they say it? Argentina.
Yeah,
Argentina.
which is where Malbec is from. A true Malbec will be from Argentina. Okay, so anyway, and I love this bottle. This is like a. It's a.
It is. I'll put it really close.
3D.
Look at this.
Yeah.
It's metal on here.
Mhm. And it's 3D. You can a whole sensory experience with this bottle. Woo!
Look at this. I should be like in video photography.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Yep, you totally should. Okay, so on the back it says. You're gonna like this. It has,
here we
it
go.
has words that you enjoy me saying.
Ooh, does this say delightful?
No, but it has some other words.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm listening.
Oh yeah, it has sexy words on here.
Ooh, I want to try saying them. Okay. Okay.
Antigua Uno is a one-of-a-kind Malbec whose luscious
Luscious.
black and red berry fruit is brightened by natural acidity and supported by firm
Everybody likes a firm anything.
but ripe tannins. The wine's unique personality reflects the outstanding quality of grapes hand-harvested from our vineyards high on the Andes foothills. Its smoothness and purity of flavor evince the gentleness of gravity flow winemaking.
Ooh, flow.
Okay. Aged for 10 months in French and American oak. Antigua Uno carries cedar and vanilla spice notes through a lingering finish.
Lingering.
In your mouth. Enjoy this exceptional wine with red meat entrees, perfect for this book.
Yeah, some cannibal butt.
That's not sexy.
I know it's not.
Grilled vegetables and semi-firm. Semi-firm.
Oh, no. we want the firm.
firm.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh. Tomato.
Anyway, that's pretty sexy description.
That is a pretty... How does it... Blowjob wise, how does it
Oh
taste?
my! I mean, I already said this is like my favorite Malbec for like like just you can get this.
Give
anywhere.
us a whole blowjob
Oh,
experience.
well, I gotta do the whole. We're gonna do this.
I'm gonna... When you do it, I'm gonna be like, you don't do a blowjob like that.
I don't throw my whole head back when I taste it.
I just want to make sure it's going right to the back of my throat.
I have no problem getting it to the back of my throat. Do this to look at the color, which of course is a lovely dark color.
It's lovely.
This is a little bit darker than blood.
Oh yeah, I would say so too.
That's beautiful though. Okay.
Does it smell?
It smells so good.
Okay, taste it and then I want to taste it.
It smells so good.
Okay, taste it because I want to taste it. It's like almost like someone eating
it all
like
day.
candy in front of you. You're like, hurry up so I can have a bite. Okay, I want to try it. You're like teasing me with it at this point.
Give it a good smell. You get a lot of cherry in the nose.
Okay.
And that does slide right down.
This is amazing.
Delightful. Would you say delightful?
I could like just.
It's real good, isn't
It
it?
smells good. It tastes good. Yeah, this is heaven in a bottle. Spitter or swallow? I think I know what you're gonna say, but
It's totally a swallow. That's a swallow that whole thing down quick.
Yeah.
Although I do like to savor this one in my mouth a bit because
like switch it around.
it's delightful.
Should I talk about mine?
Yes.
Mine? Okay, so it's called Sextant.
Wait,
What
look at this right here. Their logo. That's a sextant. That's it. This little like machine right here.
What does the machine do?
It is it's like a, does it say on the back? Oh yeah, it does. It gives you the definition right back here.
Oh, okay, let me read it to you.
Yeah.
Okay, try my way. It's good.
Before you talk about it, you want
Oh.
me to try it?
Well, it's up to you. Do you want to be like surprised or do you want me to tell you what I taste before I taste it?
You did mine after I talked about it.
Okay. An old world instrument using sun, stars, and horizon to navigate across the open water. What is that? I don't understand. So it just sits on the water?
No, they use it in like they use it like at the like ship's wheel,
Okay.
or like the captain will use it like while he's in like his chambers too, and like it's kind of like in conjunction with the compass.
Okay, so it just kind of tells you where you are.
Yeah.
Oh, it does have their coordinates on here, which
Yeah.
is kind of cool.
It didn't give you any tasting or
No,
or
you can. Okay.
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 I can't hear you though. Wait, you didn't smell or do anything?
I did smell it.
Oh.
Okay. Hold on. It kind of smells smoky to me.
Did it say if it was oaked or anything?
It's very.
Did
It's
that
very-
give you a leather dress to wear?
Okay, let me try. It does smell smoky.
Smoky or oaky? It's different.
It's
Smoky.
smoky. I don't know. I don't taste anything up front, which we talked about before. Sides, not much in the back. It's mostly in the sides.
What's your blowjob?
I would say this is like a thinker. If I would.
Would you leave it in your mouth?
I would hold it in my mouth and be like, do I want to spit or swallow this? Yeah, I don't know.
Interesting.
It's not as dry as I think Chardonnay should be. But we've had
had a
that.
few like.
Okay.
I'm gonna smell. It definitely smells like Chardonnay
It does, but it doesn't taste.
with like.
Like I said, it would like you would hesitate in your mouth for a minute. I'm like, I'll swallow it. Like it's definitely like a holding your mouth. If it was a blowjob, I would be like hold it in and be like, okay.
It's a thinker, and then it's like how you feel about the dude. If you're
Yeah,
not,
I guess
you'd be like,
it depends on the label of the bottle and how the bottle is decorated in order if you would spit or swallow it.
Okay, so we're gonna get into our interview with the ladies.
So please listen. It was just a little quick one. We just wanted to kind of talk to them a little bit about the book, and then we'll jump right into Butcher and Blackbird.
Enjoy, Brynne and Alexa.
As we're talking about Butcher and Blackbird, maybe we can start on that and then kind of, we definitely want to talk about Black Sheep too.
so we want to do Black Sheep too. So
Yeah, we just want to talk about both. But as we're talking about that, how did you come up with the idea for this book?
This one was actually from a TikTok that I saw where there was like a pretty popular creator who was talking about red flags in books and green flags. And the red flags that she listed were some that I really liked. They were very dark romancy, and so I was like, "Oh, that's that's a bit of a shame," you know. Like, oh, some of my favorite like dark romance type like red flags. And then she was like, "And my green flag is friends to lovers." So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna like mash those up and see where we get, and that's kind of how it started. Was
Wow.
that's awesome. What about Black Sheep? What was the like idea or inspiration behind that one?
Oh, there was like I see Alexis on now. That was pretty crazy. We started DMing on Twitter actually. So like when we started doing podcasts just like not all that long ago for Black Sheep or any like interviews or whatever, that was the first time we actually spoke to one another on the phone, like with our voices. It was always like direct messages. And it was kind of a crazy situation that snowballed where we were like observing some things just out in the book community. And we're like, oh, wow, that's kind of like, you could consider that a cult. And then it just snowballed from there. And it became this really fun story. Like we just had a blast writing it. And it went really, really quickly as well. I think, Alex, it was just a few months, wasn't it? It was like 3 months.
I think it was 3 months.
Wow, you wrote that book in 3 months.
Wow. And it like Brynne talked about this, but it started off like a joke. I'm like, haha, what if we like there's not enough female serial killers like in books. Logically, there has to be women who are
They're just
serial
smarter.
killers. And we're like, where's their representation?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so we were like, haha, like what if we wrote a book about a female serial killer who like targets cults for whatever reason. And we're like, haha, that'd be a really funny joke. And then we kind of like side-eye each other through messages, and we're like, unless
did it.
Unless she's fun.
And I think with like Bria, one of the things that we talked about was like Alexa was saying, there's not a lot of female representation in books for serial killers or, you know, like a truly badass female lead like that. And, you know, we were kind of talking about just out in the real world that there's, I think a lot of people have probably heard this, that there are potentially like 11 or more active serial killers at a time who just haven't been discovered. So we were kind of thinking, well, what would set somebody apart? Because really there's sort of like a box of behaviors, right? Because there is sociopathy to consider and there are things that they tend to do. But what if somebody really broke the mold? Like what if she doesn't need to take trophies because she can remember them? Like, what if she behaves a little bit differently, but, you know, we still wanted to make her very much like you would get the sense that she was born this way. Like she's born different, but she does have some like kind of capacity for falling in love, which I guess is not typically, you know, that's maybe the little fictional bit of things. But yeah, we just wanted to make her feel as though she is really like a serial killer. She really is thinking differently, and she really is smart enough to get away with it.
We loved both of them.
How did you guys write Black Sheep together if you didn't really like talk and it was just over Messenger? Like how did that work for you two?
Well, we talked over Messenger a lot. We didn't talk, you know, verbally on the phone, but we were constantly communicating, and it was like Alexa has a really lovely way of saying it, and maybe I won't say it for you because you express it very well. You don't need me to say that. But like I essentially did the actual like the writing bit of it. For the most part, I mean, there were parts where Alexa put like framed up dialogue and things like that, or scenes. But it's like a framing and then a writing thing. And I don't know, Alexa, you've got such a lovely way to express it. So
yeah, let's hear it.
So basically, I think this kind of the best way to start talking about this is that I think Brynne and I, we're basically very similar in the way we think, but not exactly on our thinking patterns. And by that, I mean, so like, have you guys heard of aphantasia?
Kelly was just telling me about that.
I was like, I'm so like fascinated by this and how this works in your brain.
Yes. So I didn't know I had aphantasia until probably maybe like 5 or 6 years ago, actually. And I casually stumbled across like a BuzzFeed article about like, and there was like this like image that says like, if someone was to tell you to picture like an apple, like a red apple, what kind of like, how far into like realism do you see? And I was like, I got a 0. Like I look like my brain eye is like nothing. I got nothing. So like when I read books, it sounds like the inner monologue of my brain voice is like reading the words to me like it was an audiobook. So like I don't see a movie, I don't see anything.
So you're just taking in the words and it's just like a dialogue back and forth.
Yes.
Wow.
And so like when I read like really descriptive like landscapes or settings or people's descriptions, I'm like, it goes in one eyeball and out the other. So it's a lot of like other senses are involved when I like read or like write.
Yeah, well, other senses come out. Like, can you like picture a smell, or does that like does any of your other?
Yeah, basically. So like one of the ones that I remember like basically like framing, and I mean that literally, where like there were a couple scenes where I'm like, okay, I know what I want this to look like. I just don't know how to make it look like that. And so I'd be basically like painting a huge like picture. And I'm like, okay, broad strokes, this is basically like what I want to happen in the chapter. Here are some lines of dialogue. This is some of the things that they would be doing, blah, 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 blah. And so it would basically kind of be like an outline. And then Brynne would take it, run with it, and create like a whole chapter. And I'm like, oh my God, this is exactly like what I wanted this to look
that's
like.
amazing.
And it was insane. Like we were so like, we joke around saying that we're two halves of like a mega brain.
Yeah, that is a really amazing way to read the book.
The best way to explain this is that while I can't see anything in my brain, Brynne sees things to a hyper extent. So like she gets to see things so much more realistic in her brain. It's like as if it's actually happening in her head.
I don't plot anything in advance. I just like go with it. So what I think helps to make things so much faster is if I was like kind of stuck on a part, you know, I was like, oh, I don't know, like what we should do with this scene. Like we had a general direction of like what might happen in the next chapter or whatever, but never that far out. And then we could just, like, Alexa would go to yoga or whatever, and she'd be like, I had a great idea in yoga. And within, like, 10 minutes, we'd have it sorted out. And I think, like she said, because we are weirdly similar in some things, like, even though we are on the, like, fully opposite side of the spectrum with how we see things in our brain, we say the most random things at the same time. So we're always like, same brain. Wow. So I think we were just really well aligned in that way. And so, yeah, I think that just like really helped with the whole build of the book, and like how we flowed through it and how quickly it all came together was really a product, I think, of how well we were able to work together.
So when is the next book coming out?
June 4th. Yeah. So the next one comes out June 4th, which is kind of an insane like publication schedule for now that it's traditionally published. When I first published Butcher and Blackbird, that was a self-published. And then it kind of just like exploded. And I sold it to traditional. Yeah, it really, really did. Sold it to traditional publishers, and they did what's called a crash schedule. Apparently, I'm learning all these things as I go. So it was like I signed the full, like there's like a sort of a short contract, and then there's like a full contract with all your details. So once that gets signed, that's when they take it over. And that was in October, and they had it out by December, which is insane. Wow. Like this doesn't normally happen in publishing. So even the like sequel to have it done by February 1st, and now they've got like 4 months to get it out is kind of insane.
This was like my first dark romance rom-com. Like I never thought I would laugh at somebody eating another person. Of all things, it was great.
Just like the trigger warnings alone. I was
God, they were amazing.
Yeah, they're so funny.
Thank you.
You did a great job.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. I don't want to take up too much of your time because I know you guys are so busy, but I appreciate you so much for doing this with us and talking about this book. I have been so excited for like so long.
We were just like,
this week it was like a countdown to today. Yeah, our 2 favorite books of the year. We get to talk to the authors. It's like a dream come true. So thank you.
Thank you for having us. It was really fun. Really enjoyed it.
Yes.
Bye.
bye.
All right, now we're hopping right on into our book.
Butcher and Blackbird.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this book. I was holding up to this week to read this book.
Yeah, I wanted to read it so bad for so long. Yeah. And then we're like, no, we have to wait till we do the show for it.
Yeah. This was the first dark romance rom-com that I have ever read, and it was so good.
It was so funny.
It was funny and dark, and I'm like, why am I laughing?
It was
And I
dark, but also
laughing.
lighthearted.
It was so good. Yeah, so if you haven't read this book, I highly recommend it.
Yes.
Butcher
Like,
and
even
Blackbird.
just, like, the trigger warnings were hilarious.
It was, so Sloane and Rowan are the two main characters, and they're both serial killers, and then they fall in love, and it's this whole, like, love story of serial killers falling in love. It's great.
Yeah. And it is, like Brynne said in her interview, like, it's not an enemies to lovers, it's a friends to lovers. Like, they're best friends first.
And it's a slow burn.
It is slow.
It is painful.
I'm like,
slow.
when are they gonna get together? And
my gosh.
And it's a he falls first situation.
Yeah. And I think that when they finally do it, I'm like, oh my gosh, thank God they finally did it. It was so good.
He is so fucking cute.
He is really cute.
Also, it helps for me that he's Irish. I was like,
It is a really fun book. Like, it's definitely a dark romance, but it is fun. So it's about two serial killers. They meet up. They have this annual game where they go. They're like serial superheroes, almost. So they go after other serial killers.
yeah, they are serial killers who go after like dirtbag serial killers.
It's great, and they have a great time, and you just watch them fall in love. It's like over a 4-year period. Yeah. So, jumping in. So we kind of start out of when they meet, which is kind of an awkward spot for them.
Yeah, like
It was
I
very,
love how this starts. It starts right in just like
it's very graphic to even start with.
I love all the graphics.
So she's in this cage with this dead guy that she has killed, and he walks in shortly after she hears the split.
Yes, so like
the
the body's
body.
decomposing and the maggots are coming at her, and she calls it orzo pasta. She relates them to orzo pasta. It's great. They're like crawling towards her, and then he's there because he's gonna go kill this guy. Also, he's on his radar, so he's trying to kill this guy, but she's already done it.
Yeah, so she's trapped in the cage with this decomposing body. He shows up. He's another serial killer, but the guy that she just killed was murdering children. So good for her. Glad she killed him.
John Wayne Gacy type of deal.
Yeah, he was definitely ready to be.
They both realize that the other one is a serial killer, a notorious serial killer.
Yes. So they both know of each other because they're just well-known serial killers. They're just smart and have not got caught. So she goes, takes a shower, and cleans up because she's been like, was it 3 days?
3 days. Yeah.
Stuck in this cage with just water. She's hungry and gross and yucky. And so she goes, takes a shower, and she walks out, and she just has a shirt on and pants, but no bra on. He is like glued.
His like internal monologue is so funny. He has like 3 sentences, no bra. 3 sentences, no bra. Yeah. It's just like, no
He's
bra,
just
no bra, no bra.
so
He's
stuck
so
on.
dude, like, no bra, no bra, no bra, no bra.
Why? So my question is, why is that such a thing?
I don't know.
Like, what if we just didn't wear bras? Like, why would that be such a bigger...
You know what? But like,
Why is that a thing?
Why is it a thing? And like, to me, like, I love my bras, but it's because...
when you take off your bra at the end of the day, though, it is like...
No, but it's not to me.
What?
Because my boobs weigh fucking 15 pounds.
See, when my friends text me and they're like, hey, you want to go do something? I'm like, I already took off my bra. They're like, never mind. Mine are definitely not as big as yours, though, so maybe that's why. Yeah, because this doesn't do anything. I don't feel like difference from here to here.
Like, even with the bra, I do this and I'm like, oh my God, it feels so good. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to try it. Hold on. Regular? I wonder how much boobs actually weigh.
Mine weigh more than 10 pounds.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, mine do not weigh 10 pounds.
They're probably 15 pounds now.
Now I want to go, like, weigh them. I don't know. Maybe, like, hold on.
Mine were more than 10 pounds.
Mine is, like, less than a newborn baby.
Mine are heavy.
Yours is more than a newborn baby.
Mine are heavy.
Well,
you know what? Feel.
Yeah, come here. Holy shit, Kelly!
They're heavy.
Compare that to mine. Just feel mine.
Yours are buoyant.
Holy cow, Kelly!
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you carry those around?
That's why I'm like, no bra, fuck.
Jesus Christ,
That's what I'm
Kelly.
telling you, dude.
You could knock somebody out with those things.
Yeah. I don't even know what
cow.
we were talking about
Okay.
when we brought this up.
She wasn't wearing a bra.
We're like, why are guys like, no bra, no bra?
Well, he gets very distracted by her nipples and no bra. So they go out to eat.
Yeah,
And
they
she-
go out for breakfast. Because she hasn't eaten in 3 days.
Well, they go out for ribs.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's ribs. Just
Yep.
kidding, not breakfast.
And she vow. I don't know why you would ever take someone that hasn't eaten in 3 days to go to a rib place.
I know, but he's so turned on by it. And it's
She's
very,
like devout.
I love how we talk about it because it seems like a very cannibalistic way
It
to
does.
describe it. I love it.
Yeah. Oh, after the boob stuff, they decide that they're going to come up with this game.
Yeah.
So once a year, they're going to meet together and to go after the same person, the same serial killer.
And Rowan's brother Lachlan will find a serial killer for them. So
Yep.
neither one has an advantage.
Yep. And then whoever kills them first wins the game. It sounds like a fun game. I mean, who wouldn't be into this? So we're going to go right to the cannibalism
Oh, yeah.
guy.
The accidental cannibalism.
Yeah. So year 2, they're going after the same guy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Thorsten?
Thorsten.
So they're going after Thorsten. He's a cannibal serial killer.
Mm-hmm. But Rowan hasn't figured that out.
Right. So it's just Sloane that's figured all this out on her own. She's done all the work. She's meeting him for drinks.
Yeah.
Everything is going
and
great.
She's like pissed that like Rowan's kind of like
He's just following her.
like
lead.
following her, like kind of like shadowing her and like
Yeah.
following in her like coattails, basically. Like, oh, he's just kind of like letting her do the work, and he's just gonna show up and be like, yeah,
Oh, I was here all along. What are you talking about?
we'll tag team him.
Yeah.
I mean, why wouldn't you do that? You know,
Yeah. I
if you're
agree.
gonna be a shady serial killer, be a shady serial killer.
Yeah.
And that's where Sloane's done the research. Like that's like his MO. Like he will befriend somebody like out to eat or whatever, and then he invites them to like a semi-shady dinner at his house. Which what dumbass is like, yes, I met you yesterday. Let me come to dinner at your house.
Yeah, it's so cool.
But that's
So-
what he does. Yes,
Yeah. But Rowan weasels his way in. He's really good.
he's
really
charmed
good
his
at
way
that.
in because I mean, you know,
He's a smooth criminal.
he's a secret. She. Smooth criminal. So, I mean, she always calls him pretty boy. So he is like, you know, he's fun to look at. And
Yeah, he
he's
sounds-
got the Irish accent. So, you know, and he's good at charming people. So he does, you know, successfully
He's good at what he does.
weasel his way in.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed if he weaseled his way in anywhere.
He can, I don't, yeah.
He
I mean,
can-
the
can
term weasel makes it
Weasel.
sound.
We could make it sound sexy.
Weasel. I don't know.
Okay, maybe that isn't
He
the
can
word.
charm his way
I don't even think
into.
charm is like sexy. What is a good sexy word for that? Insert himself.
Insert is weird. I gave you a hard time for insert last week. Arrow. He can arrow his way in.
That isn't
He can
sexy
glide
either.
his way in.
We need
he
a
can-
sexy word for that.
Mhm.
Glide is a good one. He can glide his way
He can
into it.
glide his way in.
That's a good.
He can glide himself
Yeah.
into anywhere.
So it's dinner time.
Yeah.
So
They're at dinner at Thorsten's house.
Yeah.
And his house is real weird.
Yeah. It's very fancy.
Yeah.
And Sloane at this point hasn't told Rowan anything. She's
Yeah.
just kind of letting him flounder a little bit because he kind of threw himself in there.
He's kind of like not done his own research
Mhm.
and just like
Following her lead.
her to find, because they don't know who the serial killer is. They're just in a location that Lachlan, Rowan's brother,
Yep.
has told them. It comes to find out, like they're at dinner at Sloane's point of view, and she's like, I hope he's figured out
Yeah.
what the deal is with this guy, why he's the serial
Because
killer.
he keeps offering them drinks and
Yeah,
drinks
and so
and
she's like, I
drinks.
hope he's figured out between last night and tonight, like, what the deal is with this guy. Like, obviously, this is our dude.
Yeah. It's
We
gonna
try
be
to have a
car crash.
conversation with our
A
eyes.
car crash and a half.
Yes, and the manservant guy is also,
Yeah, so David, he's a manservant.
A
He got
situation.
lobotomized,
yes.
scrambled brain. scrambled eggs, whatever you like to say.
Yes.
He's all messed up.
So
in the frontal
he's
lobe.
all like, and this Thorsten guy is like proudly telling them like, oh, he can't talk. Like, don't worry about him. He's just there. Like, he's like proudly telling them that he's like a lobotomized manservant.
And then
Rowan keeps drinking.
things go on.
And
Keeps drinking.
then he opens another bottle of wine. Sloane says, this is the wine I don't want to drink.
Yeah. So they bring out goat cheese and crackers, and she's like, okay, this
She's
is
like,
safe.
this is okay. Yeah, and then you know, like, as she talks about the food.
Yeah, you're like, something's going on.
Oh yeah, and
here.
Rowan's a chef also.
Yes.
Anyway,
So she's
they
trying
keep
to
her
like
food.
make faces
she's
to
trying
him.
to like,
So
yeah,
she's like trying to communicate through her face, like, stop
don't-
drinking.
no,
like,
don't drink the stuff.
I was trying to think the whole time how I communicate with you, like,
I think, like, girls in general, like, girlfriends are really good at, like, having conversations with our eyes.
yeah. I have a lot of friends that were just like, we'll make one eye contact, we're like, okay.
Yeah.
Know the full story now. But he's not getting it.
He is not hitting. And it
At
doesn't
all.
help that he's drinking this, like, drugged wine.
Yes.
And so he's, like, totally. And he says some really cute stuff.
He does. So he pretty much starts to like express his love to her and about how beautiful she is, and she's like, "Oh, he's so drugged up."
Yeah,
because
and
Email was
she
talking
totally has this, like, mega, like, flight reaction. Like, she has a lot of insecurities that come from a lot of things in her background.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So they bring in the next course. It's beef
Niswas.
niswas. What is that?
This is a salad that's, like, traditionally made in France. Like, this is how you would have a traditional salad in France.
Okay, so it's just like beef strips, or
There's, like, thin strips of, like, rare beef, sometimes tuna, I guess.
okay.
And then it's, like, hard-boiled eggs, green beans, sometimes asparagus, and, like, a Dijon or, like,
They talk about Dijon in here. Yeah.
you know, just like a regular, like, kind of like a chef salad.
The beef is not beef.
No.
It's human meat.
Yes, which
Sloane knows because she's done her research on this dude.
Yep.
Rowan has no idea because he has not done the research, and he's also super drugged up. So he's just like, oh, a beef niswa salad.
Yeah, he just keeps eating it, shoving his mouth
And
full of
she's
this
trying to
beef.
convey with him to her eyes, like, don't eat this fucking
What
salad.
are you doing?
And he's also drugged up, so he's like slowed
on whatever.
And this Thorsten guy is like, oh, well, I made my own homemade Dijon because the meat is a little bit more
gamey, and Sloane like me is just like and like we are from
Sloane's point of view, so we know, like, kind of what's happening, and we're just like, no, and he's just like, and he's getting more drugged at the same time. So then he, like, passes out.
face.
Yeah, he takes like one more bite of food, and then passes out
With
halfway
it, like,
chewing.
the meat like halfway out of his mouth.
It's funny.
It was weird that I was laughing at
Because
this.
it's funny, yeah.
It was like,
It's gross and funny at the same time.
I was like, why am I laughing at this?
Kudos to you.
You're a genius. So they kill him. It's fine. And then,
They kill him, it's fine.
so after he dies, blah, blah, boo, boo, they go and find David. And he's in the kitchen, and they're kind of nervous to walk in there. And
Yeah, and he's just, like, swinging his legs around on the counter.
yeah,
He's like a kid.
yeah. So he's just eating ice cream and living his best life.
Scoop it out of the container, the counter.
Yep.
Scooping it out of the counter.
Yeah, yeah. So Sloane grabs the ice cream and decides to tell him, Rowan, the ingredients that are listed on the back. The ingredients are, as stated.
It's all natural. Like, because Thorsten made a big deal about, like, oh, the tomatoes in my salad are from my garden. Like, you know, like, all natural. He's all, you know, like,
Oh,
proud
this
of
is
it.
all natural, all right.
Oh yeah, it's so great.
Cream, sugar, milked, semen, April 10 to April 13.
And then she says, well, that's a nice alternative to salt.
And then Rowan starts vomiting into the sink. Ugh. That can't be real. That cannot be a substitute for salt. Juicy.
I mean, I don't think anybody's actually really done it, but for somebody who is a cannibal.
Do you think that semen could be a substitute for salt?
I mean, it's salty.
Yeah, but could it be a substitute?
In real life?
I think
Is there salt in semen? Because it tastes salty. Isn't there
Right.
salt in it?
Okay.
On a chemistry standpoint, although we know what's in semen, what makes the saltiness of semen?
I don't know.
I stumped you.
Like does
Alexa,
it have the element
What
of
makes
salt?
semen salty?
Sorry, I don't know.
Alexa, you're a bitch.
Doesn't know.
She doesn't like that. She doesn't like angry Penny.
I'm all kinds of feisty
Alexa.
today.
Alexa, does semen have the salt element in it?
Good afternoon, Kelly. According to an Alexa Answers contributor, it has about 75 milligrams of sodium.
Oh.
Semen has about 75 milligrams of sodium in it.
Huh. The things you learn from swim books. Huh. Okay. Well, I guess semen does have a lot of
I mean,
salt in
that,
it.
I mean,
Thanks,
that's
Alexa.
salty. So, I mean, that would make sense. I've never heard of in real life anybody using it as a substitute for salt.
No.
I mean, who would say that in real life? I mean, you know.
Want to make some
You
ice cream,
could.
Kelly?
We can make some ice cream. Some semen ice cream.
We'll put when we milked it.
I mean, really, in that.
Sloane begs Rowan to take David back to
She's
her
like, "Come on,
his
we can't
restaurant.
just leave him."
Leave him, and he's like, "Can't we just put him in like a hospital?" Or something? Hey, pour this wine for me.
Okay.
Can we just put him in like a... She's like giving the bottle a hand job. Can't we?
I'm milking the bottle.
Can't we just put him in like a hospital or something? And she's like, "Nope, give him a job."
Yeah. So
And he'll do anything for her.
I know, it is really sweet. Like anything she says, he's like, okay. It doesn't take much convincing for him. It's very sweet.
Mhm.
Yeah. So another year passes, they go into their next serial killer hunt. So they're in that. And they're after Harvey Mead.
Mhm.
Dun, dun, dun. He's like a chainsaw.
This
killer.
reminded me a lot of like Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
And did you...
oh boy, here we go. Here we go.
Did you know
Did we know?
that which this also harkens to this, so it all ties in.
I like how you came like so ready with it.
Okay, so Texas Chainsaw and also Norman Bates and also American Psycho, they were all sort of like based on, drew inspiration from an actual real life serial killer named Ed Gein. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's Gein.
Okay.
So this, if you wanted, you probably won't ever do this.
If you...
If you want to look into him, he's fucking bonkers. I think from the 50s. And it has a lot of that, like the skin wearing, the chainsaw type of stuff, like the mother issues, which a lot of serial killers have, and they talk about this in the book, like the overbearing, overprotective, like weird ass motherness. So there's a lot of the mother issues, I suppose, psychological issues. Ed Gein is a pretty well known, notorious, like serial killer. Ed Gein or Gein, I don't know. I'm gonna say Gein. Who knows?
He's a serial killer.
Anyways,
Really,
whatever.
it's
But
fine.
Texas Chainsaw, American Psycho, and just Psycho, Norman Bates, were all based on this. When this guy shows up, that also reminded me of that, especially the Texas Chainsaw iteration. of him.
Yeah.
So I got very excited.
Of course you did.
Of course.
Yay!
Yeah. So they play rock, paper, scissors on who's going to go in the front door and who's going to go in the back door. And she knows after like kind of studying him, because she's a serial killer, she studies people. She knows he's going to pick rock. So she picks scissors, so she'll take the most dangerous route.
Mm-hmm.
It's really sweet.
Yeah.
was
But
really-
also Rowan's freaking out because he doesn't want her to get in danger. And he
Right.
knows that she can protect herself, but he's also like batshit in love with her. So he wants to protect her.
Yeah. So she goes in the front door, he goes in the back door. Because she
Yeah.
goes in and she finds the mother
Yeah.
that is like mummified.
It's mummified
Yeah.
Yeah. So the mummified mother
Very
just
much
sitting.
like Psycho Norman Bates.
because he has...
The mummified mom's corpse in her bed.
That's from Psycho. Yeah. And so she's like sitting by the fireplace or something.
something weird.
Yeah.
And then she finds the monitors with the cameras on it. And then
she's going through the whole house, can't find the guy because he's already killed somebody. They heard the chainsaw happen. He has killed somebody.
The screams and all of that jazz. And so she sees on the monitor that Rowan is about to get attacked by the guy that she thinks he's going to get attacked.
And she's like, no!
But then she runs out to go save him and she runs right into him. Just collides. Not good. Not good.
She says, and I run face first into a boot.
So then she wakes up, because I think she went unconscious, it sounds like. She went unconscious and she's like rolling down a hill and he has like his foot on her face and like her shoulders all dislocated and maybe broken.
Yeah, she falls backwards and like smashes her shoulder and he's like dragging her through and it's raining. Of course it's raining.
Every horror scene has to have rain or thunderstorms.
She's dragging her through the dirt and the mud. It's like such a good, just horror movie, tropey, but in a great way.
Yeah. And so then he takes her and he puts her in the basement.
In the cellar.
Of
course.
And there's another girl in there, the girlfriend of the guy that just died.
Yeah.
And she is, of course, freaking out like any average
totally
human
naked.
would do.
And this is also, kind of like Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah. Reps the lotion on the skin.
Yeah, like the girl who's in, the pit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally naked and,
But he didn't take her cell phone. So Rowan texts her, is like, where are you? Yeah. And she's like, I'm in the cellar, come save me. So he runs, he comes and saves her.
All a
da-da-da!
He's with an axe.
Yeah, he does. He doesn't even open it, he just whacks it open with an axe. Because he's a hot fucking shit man.
Hot fucking shit flicker.
So he pulls her out. But he leaves the other girl in there.
Yeah, the girl's in the fucking hysteria. Oh, and Rowan gives her...
Which, who wouldn't be? In all, in average person's mind, who would not be freaking the fuck out?
Exactly. But then he's which makes sense. He doesn't want to traumatize this girl more than it is. So he's just stay the fuck there. Someone else will come get you. But he doesn't do it because he's a fucking serial killer. He doesn't do a good job of communicating that. He's just
Kelly and her communicating.
He's just shut the fuck up and stay there until it's done. And this hysterical girl can't figure out.
Because she's an average human being who would be.
Yeah.
So he takes Sloane and they go around the corner and they have this passionate kiss.
They're in the barn. He takes her to the barn.
Oh, that's right. He's in the barn and they have this passionate romantic kiss.
They finally get to their...
I like you and you like me. We love each other.
They finally break down the walls and it's they finally... I was like...
Thank God.
And the whole time I was like, they're gonna fucking do some shit in inappropriate circumstances and it's gonna be fucking awesome.
But all they did was kiss.
And then that's all they did was kiss. Because they hear a chainsaw.
They do. They hear a chainsaw, and he's coming into the barn.
Well, it's because the girl got out.
Oh, that's right. The girl got out. And she's
the girl got
running.
Out of the cellar. Because what else would you do if the cellar's open? You're gonna get yourself out of there.
But any logical human
you're not
being,
just gonna be okay, I'll be quiet.
Yeah, and you're probably a logical person are gonna scream for help as you're running.
Try to get yourself out of there. Yeah. So she's out like the end of Texas Chainsaw. She's out and running and screaming her fucking head off.
And she runs right into the barn.
And dude's chasing her with a chainsaw. It's a chainsaw.
So, they go into the barn. Or she goes into the barn, and he follows her. And so then, he's like, Sloane, stay there, I'll take care of it. And he goes out with his axe, and he's like, and
gets him in the kneecap.
It was so fucking cool. Just knocked him the fuck out. It was, well, he didn't knock him out, but he knocked him down a couple times. He just
went at him with the fucking axe.
Yeah, and then he kicks the chainsaw away. I think chainsaw's gone. Either way.
And then incapacitates him just actually Lizzie Borden style.
Oh, so cool.
It was awesome.
I kind of wish Sloane would have done it. But she does something even better.
Yeah.
So, Sloane goes back into the house. She grabs the mummified mom.
Because she's she said, I want to turn at him. Yeah. So she's like, leave him, don't kill him completely. I get a turn because they had made that deal.
So she brings it back out.
It's awesome.
And she starts at his feet with the little green hands, you've been a bad boy.
Corpse is crawling up his legs.
she says all this whack shit
what
to
did
him.
she say?
Like creepy ass,
Where
like
is
weird
it?
stuff to him.
Oh my gosh, I was laughing so hard.
Because she knew that he had obviously like a Norman Bates. There's some good.
Oh, you've been a terrible bad boy, Harvey.
He's like creeping up his body.
Good boys don't chop people up with chainsaws.
Do you imagine that? Like you're pinned down, you're like chopped with an axe in
my
your
gosh.
like your knee, and then he chopped him somewhere else too, and then your mom's mummified corpse is
There's
crawling
more.
up your body. I know, she keeps going.
I think you deserve to be punished. Hold on, son. I just want to crawl inside and have a look around.
Look around. Look around. She's like up by his mouth.
Oh,
And then
my
the
gosh.
dude,
He has a heart attack. She scared him so bad.
she was like, "Aw, I wanted to play some more." And Rowan's like, "I think you literally scared him to death."
It was so funny.
Yeah.
I loved it so much. So after her brother fixes her up, they end up staying at his house. So there's only one extra bed, so guess who has to share a bed?
One bed trope. Yeah, that's why Rose isn't.
I love the one bed trope.
Yes.
It's the best.
That's the best. Oh, sucks to be you. You two have to share a bed.
Oh man. So they do. She just falls asleep like right away, but she's in so much pain and everything's going on. So she wakes up a couple hours later and she's like, I feel so gross and yucky, like I need to take a bath. And so he's like, okay, I'll run you a bath. And so he does what any upstanding guy would do. Undresses her and then helps her into the bathtub. He's having a hard time holding himself together. He's hard. He's trying to hold everything together. So then he's like nervous about it too, and she grabs his hand.
She finally is like, okay, dude. Like, she's finally like,
I'm ready. And so she grabs his hand and she puts it on her chest. And then she guides it all the way down. But when he gets there,
he's like, what the fuck is that?
yeah, she has 4 piercings down there. Okay, so I have a question about the piercings.
Yeah.
So there was one on her clit. I know, I understand. I don't want to.
Yeah.
And there's 2 on her labia. I know where labias are.
And they're like bar
Yeah.
piercings.
But there was another one.
Yeah.
What was that one? I didn't want to Google it because I didn't want that to show up on my ass.
Oh, why not? It's like in the flap of the vulva.
The flap of the that's like inside?
But not everybody has that flap. That not everyone has that little flap that you can access to get pierced.
Okay, I'm going to find out what
Frechette.
it is called. It is called frechette?
Mm-hmm.
So
and
you
there's
have
a little flap
you
of
have
skin.
your parts, your lady parts. It's all like
I like all this like stuff that we're doing here.
her vulva thing. So it's like inside of her vulva?
There's like a little flap right on the like.
Okay, vulva.
I'm like, and there's like a little like.
There's a flap of extra. Some people have a flap of
Some
extra.
people have a little flap that you can get pierced, but not everybody has that flap that's accessible.
So why does some people have it and some people don't?
It's just anatomy.
So I'm not getting pierced though. So then, after that, after he feels all the piercings down there, he's like, get out the fucking bath.
Yeah.
Like, we're done. Like, this is enough.
This is so great.
You know, and he just like carries her soaking wet to the bed and he's like, lay down. And she's like, I'll get the bed wet. And he's like, I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
So she does.
And then I love this. He just goes, "Show me."
She's like, what? And he's like, spread your legs. And so she like does it a little bit and he's like, more. Some more.
More.
Like, all the way up to her ears. He makes all these promises to her. Like, he's going to make her scream because she's worried because there's other people in the house. And he's like, I'm going to make you scream so the neighbors will hear. I'm going to fuck you here. I'm going to fuck you here. Blah, 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 blah. Then he says,
her arousal perfumes the air. She pleads for more. She begs me not to stop. And I don't. Not for a single second. I firm my grip around her throat with one hand, press my fingers to her clit in circles with the other, and slam into her. Over and over until she cries out my name and clenches around my erection as she comes apart. And I'm right behind her. An electric current rolls across my spine and my balls tighten and I'm spilling into her, shaking. My heart a riot of deafening drums in my ears. I push as deep as she can take me and relish the flutter of her pussy as it milks every drop of cum. I want to stay buried here, to gather her up and press Sloane's sweat-slicked body against mine as I fall asleep with her cunt wrapped around my cock. And I will.
So then they both come. Fireworks, sprinkles,
yeah. Oh my
sparkles.
God. Gold stars. Oh,
Gold stars for everyone.
her friend Lark loves to give people gold stars.
Yeah,
Gold
he
star
gets them
tips.
right in the middle of his forehead
Gold star
and
tips.
on his nipples.
Oh, her nipple. She gives her gold stars on her tips.
We'll give gold stars on nipples, on foreheads, on clits, on everywhere, on the head of the
gold
penis.
stars
We'll just-
everywhere.
They're all glittering in gold stars because finally it happened. We're so happy.
Oh my God, and it's so fucking good.
But then,
Holy shit, but this scene, damn.
oh, but it gets better. Like this was like my oh my gosh.
Yeah, this whole... once the sex starts happening,
It's like So he like suctions her mouth to his pussy and
wait, his mouth to her pussy.
yes, that's what happened. His mouth to her pussy. He like
This
suctions
is so
it,
good.
and then he makes her come again. So she like contracts. So she pushes all of his semen and all of her cum into
There.
his mouth.
Their combined
Yeah,
spend.
into his
This is
mouth.
such a weird...
That is a sexy dog. Kelly.
No, it's their, like, so their... He gets all of their,
He sucks it like a straw.
all of... I'm gonna say splooge. He gets all of her splooge and all of his up in his mouth. And then he does the
And then he crawls.
super sexy prowl of her body.
Everybody loves
We do this.
Yeah, he crawls right up her.
And
And then he
then
tells her to open her mouth. So she opens it.
it's in her mouth and tells her swallow.
It was a swallow. It was a swallowing good time.
It was a swallowing good time.
It was good. Everybody, all the readers were happy.
So good.
It was good.
Mhm.
That was good stuff. And so after she swallows, they go into like a teeth clashing.
Just like a ravenous primal
Yeah.
claiming.
Yeah. And I still want to know, we did this in the first episode, if anyone's chipped a tooth clashing
Yeah.
their teeth.
Yeah, because
kissing.
I had told Penny that I had done teeth clashing kissing,
Yeah.
but I have not chipped any teeth.
I want to know if someone's chipped their teeth.
But I don't
clashing
know
their
if
teeth during
anyone
makeup.
else has chipped teeth.
There has to be somebody. Somebody has to have chipped a tooth. I just want to hear the story.
Yeah, we just want to hear the chipping teeth stories.
Yeah.
If it's happened. I have not had that happen to
It
me.
has to have happened somewhere.
I don't know.
Somebody.
Could you imagine going to the dentist and being
How did you chip your tooth? Well,
funny
after he
story.
spit his cum and my cum in my mouth, we started to get out, and I was
our combined splooge in my mouth?
probably could see remnants of it.
Yes. Also, sidebar, is that true that you could see the
Yes! Can you tell? Can you tell I swallowed?
Can you tell? I totally swallowed. It was great. Then we had this ravenous primal kiss, and then we just like
And we just kissed, and it just like
just,
collided.
like, collided, and it was so hard.
That this chip
and
tooth is
just-
100%
just, like,
worth it.
Chip the tooth right off.
Yeah.
And would you just one person chip the tooth, or do you think it was a combined chipping?
I want to know.
What would you think would happen in your mind?
See, the thing is, in my mind, like, the teeth are like graters. So it would be like, it would just like, it doesn't sound very sexy to me. Like, have you ever like knocked your tooth? It hurts. Like, it's like, well, she likes the head pain, I guess. Do you like the... So we come to the final chapter.
Oh my god, we're at the final chapter, everybody. I love this book so much. I
know. So they move into Boston.
Boston.
Yeah,
to make your mouth go Boston.
Boston. So he opens another restaurant called Butcher Blackbird.
Aw,
It's
it's
really
so cute.
They have lots of sex in the
All
restaurant.
the little
It's great.
details about it is so cute.
Yeah. He's stressed out because he's opening this whole other restaurant up. And so he's not...
Yeah, and the other restaurant is like, that he had already, has all kinds of weird shit happening to it.
Yeah, so he's just really stressed out, and there's a lot of things going on. So he tells Sloane, like, hey, meet me at his old restaurant at 4 o'clock and let's go out to dinner or whatever. So he's there a little early because he's going to check something out. And David is there, lobotomy guy. and he's just sitting in the corner, just
He gave him
chilling.
a dishwashing job.
Yeah. No one took him home, so he's like, hey, I'm going to fix this. When Sloane gets here, I'll take you home. No big deal. So, fixie, goes into a back room. Then,
Fixie.
gun, right at his head. Turns around. It's David!
What?
He actually knows things.
David can talk.
He can talk and he knows what's going on, and he's a serial killer
Yes.
cannibal too. So anyways, he said, I know Sloane is coming. You need to get rid of her or else I'm going to kill her too.
Mm-hmm.
So Sloane comes in and he is trying to like tell her like code words, like about the ice cream and like other things to try to point
And
at
he's
David.
like being like brutally awful to her. It's like the whole like
I don't like you, move away.
like the Moulin Rouge thing where it's like I'm being like incredibly cruel to you to get you to go away.
So she runs away crying because I don't blame her. He was pretty harsh.
He was pretty
He was
bad.
getting her away though because he didn't want her to get killed. And so she gets back to his place, so she starts packing up her stuff, and then it all clicks. Like, oh my gosh, it's David. David is causing a problem.
He used the dates of the semen.
Who remembers that?
The
A serial
semen
killer and
milking.
Kelly.
Yeah.
That's who remembers that.
I mean,
my
that
gosh.
was pretty traumatizing to him, I guess, apparently, because he still can't eat ice cream, I guess.
So she puts it all together. She calls his brother, like, hey, find out how much stuff you can find out on David while I run to the restaurant. So she's running. And he's already there, tied up, all beaten up and scratched up or whatever.
Oh, yeah. He's like, and like, David's got the mandolin there to like fillet pieces of his skin off, and he's eating it in front of him.
Oh my God!
He tries to make him eat his own skin. Blech.
No. I was going to skip over that.
Oh, yeah,
Kelly
sorry.
wanted to go right into it.
Hey.
So he stabs him, screwdriver's lodged into his wrist, and then Sloane walks in with a gun.
Oh, she steals David's gun.
Oh, that's right, she does. So she has David's gun pointed right at David. Talkie. And then she's trying to like tell him that all of the security cameras haven't been shut off. They're still.
Well, yeah, because Sloane installed her own security camera.
Yeah, because she's a badass. So
he's like, I like turned off all of the video feeds, and she's like, well, you didn't do mine, motherfucker.
So then she's pointing the gun at him. Okay, you point the gun at me and I'll pretend to be David. And so David grabs the gun, but she don't really hit me.
I don't.
Boom! And then like, boom! And then he goes down, and then bang, bang! She kills him. He's dead. No more David. Gone like the wind, David.
David's
No
gone like the
more.
wind.
No more.
Yeah, so David says that he like totally like just straight up pretended to be lobotomized. Eating that milk spend ice cream.
Oh my gosh.
Just like whatever.
It was disgusting. Yeah. And then, so David's dead.
Yep.
And then Rowan starts to apologize. And the epilogue.
And she gives him shit for a while, but it's great.
Yeah. He proposes to her while they're killing someone.
Best. How funny is this that it's like a straight up like disgusting proposal, but everyone is like, oh, it's so cute.
It's so messed up. It's like the messed up rom-com I've ever read.
It's so cute.
And he asks her to marry him, and she says yes. And the story.
And the
is
bonus
done.
chapter is amazing too.
Yeah.
There's a little bonus chapter that's hilarious and like deranged, and it's great.
Oh my gosh. It was a good book. I was so happy I waited for this book. I love it. It's so
great.
good.
Yay! And it's the first in a trilogy, so
Yay! It's so fun. I loved it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cheers. Oh yeah.
Cheers.
Yay.
Oh. That was weird.
Mm-hmm.